Yo, what's up, YouTube? My name is The Air, and two things. One time I took an intro to film critique class, and I watched The Umbrella Academy, and a combination of those two things makes my opinion on it authoritative. This review is a little bit late. The show's been out for like 2-3 weeks or something like that. I watched it on like day 3, but just didn't make a review on it. So it's going to be pretty long. I'm going to have a quick, brief, no spoiler review first. Then I'm going to go hard into spoilers because I hate this TV series and spoilers are kind of necessary for me to tell you why. I think that this series represents a lot of things wrong with TV shows in a ton of ways. It is way too long. It has way too many unexplained plot lines as well as plot holes that obviously make no sense, and too many things that don't add anything. The characters have a lot of screen time, but not many of their lines are meaningful. A ton of dialogue in the show is spent with just, this is what's happening. I'm going here. Let me go with you. Okay. And it's just a lot of things that don't tell you anything about the relationship between the characters or the characters themselves. There's not a lot of characters that are, in my opinion, I guess, good or well developed. So, not to mention they throw away like a really good plot twist in the first episode it shows up in. And with that, I think this is where I'm going to start to get into spoilers. So you can take my review as it's pretty bad. If you don't want to take that review, or if you want to keep watching, yeah, you know what to do. You know what to decide here. Okay. So without a sense of purpose, there is no sense of purpose. And without that, we as viewers cannot care about something because we don't know. We don't know what cosmic forces are at play. Imagination always exceeds the reality of it. So by the time it finally reveals itself, the time-traveling hitman organization, it's revealed. Ooh, I didn't even care. I was already on to other mysteries. I'd pretty much assumed it by the time they revealed it. I was already on to other mysteries. What's up with the family? It's still episode 6 and we don't know. The dad, did he know about the end of times and really not say anything about it? What secret organization is he a part of? What's up with this 7 anyways? Not to mention there are others. Yeah, there's like, what, I think it says there are 40 something of them. It's been too long apparently, but I forgot. But like, there are a lot more than just 7 of these children. But we're only told about 7 of them, and we only focus in on 7 of them. And they literally never mention the other children again. Ever. Not at all. Not one bit. So, I didn't forget about it. They just suck so bad at storytelling that they never cash in on any of their suspense moments. So the next thing I guess I'll get into is the superpowers or powers or whatever you want to call them, because I guess this is a sort of superhero style spin of a TV show. They are really off scale and random, whereas we have one power that's just like low level mind control. Then we have a super vanilla, super strength, but we never actually get to see it tested, so we don't know the limits of his strength. We just know that he can throw people around, and he's pretty strong. He's also pretty resilient. I don't know if he can take a bullet, but apparently he gets wounded a couple different times in various ways and does nothing to him. But what's the next? There's a guy that can just, his power is that he can throw things and curve them. So he like throws knives and like curves them around corners and stuff, and it's like, that's a weird superpower. But then we have like next level superpower, and we skip to a guy that can teleport through both space and time, but he can't do it very well for some reason. And then Let me move on to the next one, which is planetary destruction level power. Not like city destruction or surface wiping. The planet, it's like literally planet destroying power, like Death Star blowing a planet into a million pieces by slamming a laser all the way into its core. That's the we weren't prepared. We were not prepared for a power jump that high. And once we're like, we don't understand why. We don't have any sense of it. Literally none. We don't know what's up with the 40-something children. We don't know what's up with the 7. We don't know what's up with 7. As a character, their names are numbers. Some of their names are numbers. Some of them are not. But whatever. 7, Vanya. I think her name's Vanya, actually. So I remembered that. But from what I can tell, this is a more personal and less definitive thing, but it lacks heart. I mean that by saying that the things the characters care about, I haven't been led to care about. And I'll elaborate on lots of things seeming to have no purpose. 5 talks to a mannequin. Luther is hairy, and apparently that affects him in some way. It's like they're just facts that are being presented to us about the characters in list form. They mean something, but I don't care what they mean. It could be meaningful if, like, for example, 5 actually held a deep conversation with the mannequin, but he doesn't. He just lovingly refers to her as Dolores. And yeah, screw off, you do the rest yourself. I don't know how any of this affects them because I don't know anything about them. And this leads to not understanding the role of an entity. This leads into a plot hole that stems from a throwaway line that leads to not understanding the entire purpose of the time-traveling hitman organization. There's a throwaway line that is, quote, Gutenberg is having second thoughts about creating the printing press. This is a matter they are intending to resolve. They want Gutenberg to create the printing press. Anybody who knows a decent amount of history will know that Gutenberg's creation of the printing press is a very, very important human achievement moment. It spurred an entire new age because the printing press allowed for widespread reading, widespread literacy. Widespread literacy means widespread education. Widespread education means an educated populace. An educated populace, you get the point. It all has a really huge domino effect, and it spurs an age. But we think about this. If you're intervening in this human matter, then why are you not intervening for the apocalypse? Why intervene in any human matter if you don't, in the end, care about humanity? Earth's not destroyed. Earth's okay. I guess there might be like animals or something there. Maybe. I assume there's something alive because we're led to believe that I think 5 survives after the apocalypse for a significant amount of time. So, I mean, there's got to be either plants or animals that he's eating. So, obviously they don't, in one instance, they don't care at all about human life. But in the other, they seem to care so much about human life that they're purposefully continuing the advancement of our civilization. It doesn't make sense. Now, let's go on to things that they didn't cash in on. They blew their load on an easy plotline with Leonard. Leonard is this character that is a love interest of Vanya. Vanya is the one that we don't know until the very end is super powerful and can destroy planets. Leonard is basically a psychopath. And it's pretty much fully revealed in the first episode we see Leonard. It's the first episode we see Leonard, we know he's up to no good. We get, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes maybe of thinking, oh, this Leonard guy, he's pretty cool, isn't he? And then he does something weird and shady, and there's ominous music. So we're like, huh, that was fast. Yeah, that could have been a really impactful thing. And the next thing is, it's so cliche. There are so many cliches. It's in any series that deals with time or fated events, it's the cliche where they perpetuate the events of the apocalypse because of their own actions. In this event, they perpetuated the apocalypse because they were huge douchebags to the uber powerful and mentally unstable Vanya. It's like the plot of that bad X-Men movie, but worse. And it actually is a quote from Kung Fu Panda. Literally all they had to do was not be massive douchebags. I could see if Vanya actually killed Allison or whatever, but she didn't. Allison lived. Harold died. And we can all live happily ever after, but no! In before, not subtle plot device. Let's make all your characters be trash. Alright? And after her entire situation and her family is trash to her, some of her family members are still fighting for her, not against her. So even if she still does some whack stuff, now it's not even justified because she didn't even really get fully betrayed. And I understand some of the relationship issues, but Allison, from what we are led to believe, this is kind of going into the characters being trash cans themselves. I understand the relationship issues, but Allison is a piece of trash. We are led to understand that she left Luther, mind tricked a random dude into loving her and having an entire family with him. And now she gets pissed at Luther because he got high and hooked up with a random woman. That is way more normal than what you did, bruh. She's a bad person. She used mind tricks on her child. It's not good stuff. So, yeah, you can't feel any sympathy for a lot of these characters because it just seems like, wow, if you die here, you kind of deserve it. So, anyways, after all this, somehow Vanya and Five are the only characters that I even feel are close to well-developed, at least out of the family. This is a sidebar, but there's literally a part where they time travel back 3 days and spend a few hours going back through the 3 days that they were just in, and it is super boring because we actually rewatch so many scenes that it's ridiculous. Alright? And we don't care. It seems like we're supposed to care about their dysfunctional family. I don't, because the story just tells us 3 facts and then jumps to their adult lives. We do not know about their family. Alright? Some of the characters are just, they're trash. What we do know about the family is that they're trash. Allison doesn't deserve her kid. The guy that throws knives is, well, he's a douchebag. He's just a character. He plays a character, and he's that two-dimensional character the whole time. It's crazy because your best and most well-developed character has like 5 minutes of screen. The character I'm talking about is, I think it's Hazel. Yeah, it's Hazel. Because I have them written down, actually. Hazel's super well developed. It's a testament to how consolidation doesn't equate to losing quality. And that making a story longer doesn't also make it deeper. All of Hazel's lines say something about him. He talks about how he doesn't like bureaucracy, how he's fascinated by a simple life. He takes simple pleasures. He likes donuts. He has a moral code despite being a hitman who's supposed to be above and beyond the code. And this just makes him a great character. The second best character, I would say, is definitely Klaus. Klaus starts out as a trash can character. He's a druggie. And that's all. It's literally all he is. He's a druggie. He has a power, but we don't really understand the application of it until like 8 episodes in. And then, like, I don't know, at some point something happens to him. He time travels back, and he's involved in a war. And while he's involved in the war, he meets a special someone. That special someone is killed in the war. And he is immediately teleported back. This is all in like the span of 5 minutes of our time, like a year of his time. So that's a lot of development for him. He's a changed man. He's one of the only characters who goes through a change. And that's really important to note because so many of the characters are so rigid and unmoving. They make the same decision every single time, and it makes them so uninteresting. It's so bad. I have so many complaints. That there's a scene where one of them, like, she kills 6 people. Like, she's a serial murderer. It has a dark comedy to it, but it's not cute. And it makes me feel no remorse for her in her situation that she's in. It's like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't help. And it's a horribly put together show. The show is more badly put together than this video. This video is just a random rant filled with the list that I have of things that I hated while watching this. I wanted to stop watching this on episode 3 or 4. The only reason I finished it at all was so that I could continue to soak in how bad The Umbrella Academy is. It is the worst attempt at superhero spinoff. They miss every single point. They introduce plot holes wherever they can. Oh, and in the end, big spoiler, they fail to stop the apocalypse. But oh no, they travel back in time. Woo. Second season, boys. We get to do the first season over again. Let's go. We're going to do things differently this time. And what if it doesn't work this time? Well, guess what? Maybe we'll travel back in time again for a third season. How about that? Because time travel. Does that seem compelling? Does that really seem compelling when literally all you have to do to stop the apocalypse is travel back like 3 days and don't throw Vanya in a cage? Because that's wrong and you're douchebags for doing it. And it makes Vanya mad. And then sets off the cycle of events that makes Vanya accidentally blow up the moon. That's... I guess I'll end it here. It's probably pretty freaking long, and at this point it's turned to ranting, so